Each time that I use a P word, you're hearing the popping. Peter, Pepper, Pepper. So what you're hearing is a plosive problem. This Podmic has a plosive problem. I don't know any other word to say it. This Podmic has a plosive problems. So that's one of the downsides of the Podmic. It especially if you're using it like this, where you get to see the grills of the Podmic and you get to see the road on the Podmic. It's a mic that it's not so great with plosives, and I don't know why. And it's also not so great with rejection. So if you notice when I come around to the side of the pod mic, you're almost still hearing me because I am hearing myself in my headset. I come around to the side, I'm almost still hearing myself. So I realized that with the pod mic, that the pod mic is not so good with side rejection, or I would say rear rejection. And I've experienced this firsthand because while I was on the road doing my podcast, I realized that when I was listening back to my podcast, I am hearing myself in the guest mic, which I am probably like about 2 or 3 feet away from the guest. And I don't think you should be hearing yourself in the guest mic, but because the mic is not so great with rejection, side rejection, rear rejection, it actually picks up the sound of the guest and the sound of the host in the guest mic. I was trying to, pull out certain sounds. For instance, one at a time, I was coughing and I was trying to pull it out of my mic. I pull it out of my mic because I can control my sound. But then to realize that the coughing was also in the guest mic, I'm like, man, I couldn't even fix that part. So that's one of the downside of the pod mic that I've been testing for a couple of days. Now let's move over to the Rodecaster Pro. So the Rodecaster Pro is my portable podcast studio, so to speak. So this is what captures all the information. This is what captures the mic. But the Rodecaster Pro 2 is much more than just podcast. I think when Rode first came out with the Rodecaster Pro 1 or original, it was made for podcasts only, and people were asking for more, asking for more, asking for more, and Rode started to send out updates that would make the device a little bit more flexible, a little bit more comfortable. But after a while, the Rodecaster Pro 1, with all the upgrades, with all the firmware upgrades and all the stuff that they added to it, it became a device that they couldn't add any more updates to. It reached its plateau, it reached its point where it cannot go any further. Here comes the Rodecaster Pro 2. And if the Rodecaster Pro 2 is so amazing at this stage when it's just released, they have made a couple updates. They have made a little bit of changes since the release. They have put in audio routing and some other little stuff, which is welcome. But imagine in the next year or 2 years, this is a device that will definitely grow on you because it has grown on me in the past couple of months. The audio routing, whereas you can send a certain channel where you want to send it and you can take a certain channel out of. It just is a comprehensive device. And as I said before, it is not only a podcast device. It's, as they call it, an integrated audio solution. For me, it feels like that. It feels like an integrated audio solution because I have been using it for podcasts. I use it when I'm doing editing. I use it when I'm doing voiceover. I don't do recording or I don't play an instrument, so I am not necessarily using it like that. But so far, it is an amazing device. I think I have the screen down to a certain brightness, but so far, stuff like simple
Stuff like this. Just a press of a button and I can put on a feature where it makes me sound like a kid.
Or this, this feature is an amazing feature if you want to have a disguised voice, so to speak, and a more rough voice.
and
You have other features like
stuff like this where you are the megaphone, you know what I mean? Yo, and you know what I mean? Other little stuff like robot voice and stuff like that. And the Rodecaster Pro 2 allows all of these features. As a matter of fact, it comes with these built into the smart pad, and these pads are not just regular pads anymore. Before on the Rodecaster Pro, and I think they only could have taken like sound effects or stuff like that. It probably could only do that. But now these pads, them calling it smart pads, allow you to even control your OBS and stuff like that. And I'm sure that in the future, Rode will be adding a lot of other stuff to it. So it's an amazing tool, you know. It allows you to input 4 device, which means you can put mic in it, you can put line in device into it, you can put instrument into it. It allows you a lot. You also have 4 earphones, so if you're doing a podcast of 4, then you can definitely use such a device. One thing that I'm hoping is that Rode allows you to daisy chain them, because right now I'm thinking of a situation whereas a person is doing a podcast with 4 person, but you also want a podcast operator, somebody who manage the podcast. It's kind of hard to manage a podcast of 4 with the Rodecaster Pro, you being the manager and having the 4-person talk, because the number one earphone is the master earphone. Unless it maybe could work. It could work, but you'd have to do some workaround for it to work, because what you probably could do is with one of the earphones, just split 2 earphones out, and then you don't necessarily have a mic so you can do back channel. So it's a little bit of working around if you want to do something like that. But for the most part, the Rodecaster Pro 2 is an amazing tool. It is an amazing tool, and it's a workhorse. Right now, the next thing I want to talk about is the Anchor Power Core. So the Anchor Power Core is what I'm using to power the Rodecaster Pro 2 right now. So the Anchor Power Core 2 is powering the Rodecaster, which is powering the Podmic, which my headphone is plugged into. So this whole unit, so to speak, is portable. That's what I'm here to talk about. How I have managed to create a portable podcast setup. So what I've done is that and I'm going to make a separate video on the channel where I break it down and show you everything. The Rodecaster allows you to power it, but the Rodecaster is very special, because if you plug any power cable into the Rodecaster Pro, it will give you a signal on it, say that this power source is not recognizable or something like that. And I've tried with other power source. I've bought a power bank, which is, I think it was 50,000 milliamp, and it just doesn't have the recommended amps, and it just couldn't power the Rodecaster Pro 2. So the Rodecaster Pro 2 is, as I said, is very special. I think it required 2.1 amp and I think 15 volt. But this power bank, the power core, allows you to do that. It can charge laptops. It can charge a lot of various things. And I'm glad that Anchor built this power bank, because it gives me the flexibility to be on the road and being able to do podcasts. Because of that power bank, I was doing a podcast in Times Square, downtown. I'm in Times Square, basically at the red chairs or the red seats, and I was doing a podcast. Imagine that. So it's an amazing device, and I've really been enjoying the Rodecaster Pro 2. I'm gonna make a little bit more comprehensive video about the Rodecaster Pro 2. Hey guys, what's up? What going Sasuke? Where you did, brother? But let's get back to the Podmic, because as I said, the Podmic has been good so far, but unfortunately I am not gonna keep the Podmic. As I said, the rare rejection and all that. Yeah, Richie Sullivan. Red Steers, yes. The Red Steers. Yes, so the Podmic, it has been great. I've enjoyed it. I've done what I can do with it so far, but I don't know. It's not working out for me. It's not working out for me. The rare rejection is not great. It's not great at all. And I'm gonna give you a demonstration. Look at this. One, 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 one. So you see, even when I'm to the side of the mic, I'm still hearing myself, and I realize that because of that, that will somewhat hurt your podcast depending on what you're talking. If a person starts to cough. All right, Richie Sullivan. All right, so what I'm doing, I'm talking about the portableness of this setup. So we have the pod mic, we have the we have the pod mic, we have the mic stand, which is ultra portable. We have the Rodecaster Pro 2, which is being powered by the Anchor Power Core. So this simple power bank allow me to power the Rodecaster Pro, which powers the mic, and then I can put in my earphone and use it portably, which means I can carry this podcast anywhere. As it is right now, I am streaming through my computer. So if you have a laptop, you possibly can stream through your laptop if you have nice internet anywhere out in the world. But this is the portable setup. So and I'm saying that right now as it is, I if it was for just indoor podcasts, if that's what I wanted to do, to just do indoor podcasts, the pod mic possibly would work. And if you notice, you're hearing a lot of plosive. Pod mic possibly could work. A lot of plosive problems is on the pod mic, and even if I put on the the cushion on it, or the wind, what do you call it again, the wind muff, it still has a lot of plosive. I've been trying my best not to speak too, you know what I mean, too much with a lot of peas, but if I'm talking about the pod mic, I have to say pod. It's just what I have to say, you know. So I am gonna return the pod mics, both of them, and I am gonna get the MV7, which is the Shure MV7. I'm sure the Shure MV7 might have some problems too, but I'm gonna start with the Shure MV7 and eventually go to the SM7B, which is the mic that I really want. The SM7B is the mic that I really want, but that mic is $400. So I've decided to try some cheaper mics and work my way into that. But boy, the Rodecaster Pro 2, amazing. And Sasuke, if you're still here, Sasuke has the Rodecaster Pro 1 or the Rodecaster Pro Original, if you want to call it that. And I'm sure the Rodecaster Pro Original still has immense value. It still is a great device, despite that it don't have some of the features that the 2 has. It even lacks some features that the Rodecaster Pro 1 basically has, because I am having issues with my Rodecaster Pro 2 as it relates to like Bluetoothing with my phone, because when I connect my phone to the Rodecaster Pro 2, it's almost connecting just one way. It's almost connecting like a speaker or something like that. Yeah, that what happened is that this mic is it's a weird mic. And while depending on your distance from a mic, the only mic that has that feature right now is the RE20, which it keeps the out sounds depending on where you are. So when I'm out here, it sounds a little bit different. When I'm closer on the mic, it sounds much better. But the RE20, which is the Sennheiser RE20, is a mic that I'm actually gonna get one of. So I think I'm gonna get two MV7. I mean, no, MS7B, I'm gonna get two of those, and I'm gonna get a RE20, which is the Sennheiser RE20, because that mic has a feature which, when you're talking to amateurs, you want to use a mic like that, especially if the environment is a decent environment, which means it's not, problematic with a lot of background sounds and stuff like that. You want to use a mic like that because an amateur don't necessarily know how to talk in a mic, how to actually be present on the mic, not doing all of this and all over the place. And sometimes an amateur is talking, they're like, oh, yeah, I'm all over here. But with the Sennheiser RE20, that mic actually has a feature. I'm not remembering the name of it right now, but that feature, when you're away from the mic, it picks you up. When you're close to the mic, it picks you up and keeps the tone almost the same, very similar. So it's a mic that I'm definitely gonna look into for sure. But right now, yeah, I think I've spoken a lot about volume. What you're saying, the mic is low? I don't know what's going on with the mic then. Let me bring up back the boost. But that boost you start hear everything in the house. Yeah, so it really depends on what you're trying to do, what you need the mic for. But this should be a better volume, right? Yeah, but with these mics, it how you sound have a lot to do with how far you are away from the mic. So if I'm what I call almost 1 feet, no, I'm not 1 feet, almost like 3 inches away from the mic, or 1 inch away from the mic. If I'm 3 inches away from the mic, if I'm 10 inches away from the mic, you will definitely hear the difference in the sound, because I am hearing the difference in the sound. It sound more hollow, more, it just sound weird. When this is where you typically are when it comes to a mic, not too close, not too far. You're talking directly into the mic. It 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 just creates a decent sound. The next thing with this mic is that, like, whenever you touch the mic, you're actually hearing the sound in the mic. It's not so great with that. I think the MB7, the Shure, yeah. So it's a decent mic, but it just doesn't work for me. So I'm gonna be sending them back this weekend, or probably early next week, and trying to pick up the Shure MV7. I think I'm just gonna pick up one, and then based on my experience with it, I might just pick up a next one, because I have some podcasts coming up. But yeah, um, I think that's it. I've been talking. This is my second live stream from morning. Well, not morning, since evening, because I did a live stream on Amazon talking about the same thing, and then I decided I'm gonna do a live stream on YouTube talking about the same thing. So, all right, guys, my mouth kind of dry now, and I need to get some water. So I'll talk to you guys next time. About tech. I'll be doing a lot more content on the tech channel. If you follow me on social media, you'd have realized that I'm doing a lot of content on the other channel, which is Amishango and not Amishango Tech. But I'm actually gonna be ramping up the tech channel in the coming weeks. I have to get back to my technology, because I love talking about technology. So I'll see you guys in the next one.